Hi, welcome to Advent of Code 2022. Today we will be solving some puzzles. Okay. I really wanted like those fancy things, those fancy Python things that would like let you submit your code automatically, but I guess we don't have that today. Okay. I'll probably do a more proper introduction later. But for now, hopefully you know what's going on. We're doing Advent of Code 2022. If you aren't familiar with the series already, go check out Advent of Code 2021 and 2020. I'll link the playlists on screen somewhere. Okay. For now, I'm just going really fast. I'm trying to get on the leaderboard. I don't know if I can. So I'm going to explain everything afterwards and actually enjoy it later. But for now, gotta go fast. Let's go. We got part one. Okay. Oh man, I'm definitely not gonna get on the leaderboard, but that's okay. Darn. Okay, rank 937. That's not top 100, but it's okay. All right. So that was a bit rushed. I guess I should have taken more of my time with that one. Um, but I set up the stream pretty late, so You know, that's a consequence I'll have to live with. Anyways, I'll probably edit this video later on YouTube to make it actually consistent. Anyways, I got to do a little bit of setup here because I don't currently have two monitors, so I'm going to set up a laptop here so that I can get live stream open here and I can manage it. So I know this is not the most exhilarating content, but it's a live stream. Things happen on live streams. So please bear with me. Okay. Oh god. Just take a look at my connection and how well I'm doing. Okay. It's going well. Oh, by the way, I should probably pause this thing. Okay, there we go. The great thing about having a laptop here is it also provides more light on me. Okay. No new chat content, but we're now up to 6 viewers. That's great. Okay, so I really wanted more of a pre-show with this one. Wow, it's really weird. I can see myself on the laptop in front of me. Just a few seconds behind, and that's really awkward. But yeah, I really wanted more of a pre-show. I probably should have provided that and gone through the puzzle more slowly once I realized that, you know, things weren't going to plan. But that's okay. We can go slowly now. People on the leaderboard are really fast. Let's see. How fast? Wait, what? Don't know if this shows... But I assume people were really fast. They, like, probably got this in under, like, 2 minutes. Because they had fast ways of extracting input and all that. And I didn't have time to set that up. But that's okay. Let's talk a bit about what Advent of Code actually is. Advent of Code is a series... Actually, I haven't thought this through. But it's like... Advent of Code is a series of annual events hosted by software developer Eric Wastel. And he makes these puzzles every year to count down the days to Christmas. And these are programming puzzles, so usually they require code to solve. Sometimes they can be solved manually. Most of them don't. But yeah, they're really fun, and I have done this since 2020. Also, let's just make sure my audio levels are still working. Okay. This could probably go a little bit higher. Let me know in the chat if it gets too loud. And I probably want to adjust that graininess a little bit too. So that is marginally better. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's a really fun event, and I think it really gets me in the holiday mood every year. But anyways, yeah, go watch Advent of Code 2021 and 2020 if you haven't already, where I go through each day's puzzles and explain them. Anyways, wow, shout out to Cecilia in the chat who has just showed up. Yeah, let's try to set up some infrastructure here in the time that we have, because it's only 9:08, and audience interaction is greatly appreciated as well, because this is a live stream. Okay. One sec. Actually, I should probably go through the puzzle, because that's kind of the whole point of today's live stream. So, let's go. Yeah, you will find that disorganized live streams are a thing that happens sometimes on this channel. Usually I'm prepared, but you know, sometimes live events don't always go to plan. Okay, so let's just read through the puzzle. Every year all the puzzles have a story associated with them, and I think it's really fun to and really get involved. Last year the story was, oh, I forget. Oh right, it was about a deep sea adventure. So like Darn, I think my internet's cutting out. Hang on. Okay, we should be back. Hello, hello. Yep, I think we're coming back into the green. Okay, apologies for that. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is shaky. Also, I will remove this timer. How do I get rid of that? Here, okay. So you don't have to see it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the stream should be back to normal now. I've been live for 18 minutes. Wow, that's a long time. Okay. Okay. So, day 1 is called calorie counting. Santa's reindeer typically eat regular reindeer food, but they need a lot of magical energy to deliver presents on Christmas. This makes sense. Let's look at what this links to. This links to the last day of Advent Code 2018. Wow, okay, I haven't done this, but interesting. Seems to link to magical energy. For that, their favorite snack is a special type of star fruit that only grows deep in the jungle. The elves, who are a central character in all of these stories, have brought you on their annual expedition to the grove where the fruit grows. That's very cool. To supply enough magical energy, the expedition needs to retrieve a minimum of 50 stars by December 25th. Although the elves assure you that the grove has plenty of fruit, you decide to grab any fruit you see along the way just in case. Okay. Collect stars by solving puzzles. Oh no, wait, I feel like a twist is going to happen at the end, because a twist always happens at the end, where you don't get the final star. Sorry, I think that's kind of spoiling things. But who knows? There might be a twist, there might not. Although the elves assure you that the grove has plenty of fruit, you decide to grab any fruit you see along the way just in case. I already read that sentence. Okay, collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. So this is all standard material that happens in every Advent code. Very fun. Okay, so now starts the actual story. The jungle must be too overgrown and difficult to navigate in vehicles or access to the air. The elves' expedition traditionally goes on foot. As your boats approach land, the elves begin taking inventory of their supplies. One important consideration is food. In particular, the number of calories each elf is carrying. Your puzzle input. Okay. The elves take turns writing down the number of calories contained by the various meals, snacks, rations, etc. that they've brought with them, 1 item per line. Each elf separates their own inventory from the previous elf's inventory, if any, by a blank line. Okay, so here's an example. We have the list of foods that each elf is carrying, and, well, the list of calories in the foods that each elf is carrying, and they are separated by blank lines. So we see here there's 5 elves, and the first one's carrying 3 foods, which have calories 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Second elf is carrying 1 food with calorie counts 4,000, and so on. Okay. So the question that we are asked is, the elves would like to know how many calories are being carried by the elf carrying the most calories. So the question is, how many calories is the elf who's carrying the most calories carried? And this is pretty standard. So let's take a look at what I have here. We have, well, first we're going to read the input. And there's only 1 input file every day, which is interesting. I mean, actually, it's pretty standard. Basically, there's different ways that puzzles can exploit inputs, or like use inputs. Sometimes they're split into 2 parts, and the first part of the puzzle only uses the first part of the input. Sometimes the second part just like, well, very often it just uses the second part of the input. But sometimes if the input's not split into 2 parts, then the second part like gets at something deeper. So in this case, we have our input here. There's about 2,000 lines, and the algorithm. It's a pretty simple algorithm, but basically it just takes the whole input, splits it based on new lines. So empty new lines, if there are any empty lines, then it splits by those first, and gets these chunks of text in a list, and this list is called parts. And then for every single part, that represents an elf, and each line in a part represents the number of calories in a food that elf is carrying. So we go through each of the parts and add up all the numbers in that part to determine how many calories that elf is carrying. We insert that into the list, and then we just simply find the maximum element in the list. That's what we're asked for. In the second part, we need to look at let's read the story. By the time you calculate the number to the elves' question, they've already realized that the elf carrying the most calories of food might eventually run out of snacks. To avoid this unacceptable situation, the elves would instead like to know the total calories carried by the top 3 elves carrying the most calories. That way, even if one of the elves runs out of snacks, they still have 2 backups. Okay. And then they give the example calculation for the example case. Find the top 3 elves carrying the most calories. How many calories are those elves carrying in total? So, in total, we just look at the top 3 elves by sorting them and summing up the top 3. Shout out to Nishka in the chat. Thanks for showing up. So yeah, that's pretty simple as well. We can read the same input, but we just have to look at top 3 instead of top 1 and print that out. Wow, we have another person. We have Xavier and we have Safina. Thanks for showing up. And now we're down to 3 concurrent viewers, which is okay. But that's fewer than we had previously. Okay. We also have someone I don't necessarily recognize, but hi. Okay. So, I don't know. Q&A with audience is an option here, or we can go talk about other things. This is a live stream, so I can do whatever I want, because this is going to be a heavily edited video. Well, there are some options. The first is to go to the Advent of Code subreddit. I should probably bookmark this. Sorry for blinding you with bright lights. I should probably bookmark this so you don't have to like see my search history. But let's see. I should not have this extension on. Oh, darn. Okay, but then I should turn on dark mode. This is very bright. Sorry, not used to this. Okay, you know, let's keep it back on. Okay. Well, there should be a mega thread here. Okay, cool. And people are posting their solutions in here. Wow. I always love the subreddit. They have just the most, I don't know, lively community. I really love the subreddit. And they like share data visualizations as well, which is really cool. I've never participated in that. I've only ever, for example, advertised my videos on the mega thread. But maybe I'll do that this year. Who knows? We got some questions. Did I solve the first problem? Yes, I did. In the first, like, 18 minutes of this stream. Yeah, I am using dark mode because the Advent of Code site uses dark mode. And I don't want to, you know, surprise y'all with flipping back and forth between, like, a light mode editor and dark mode Advent of Code. I tried to find a way last year to turn Advent of Code into light mode. That didn't really work. I think the dark mode vibe is going to stick now. What language did I use? I used Python. By the way, I should have mentioned this, but all of this code will be available on GitHub. Speaking of which, we should probably upload this to GitHub. So let's make a Git repository. Actually, yeah, let's make a Git repository. Complete day 1. And then we can just set up a new repository here. Yeah, the rest of this stream is just going to be me chatting and setting up infrastructure. I think how I title it is AOC Solutions 2022. Let's look at my stuff last year. AOC 2021 Solutions. Okay, then I'll call it AOC 2022 Solutions. Solutions to Advent of Code 2022. I just realized I messed up really badly. I'm not supposed to include my input files here, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's see, git delete file from history. I don't know if this is possible. Oh god, not light mode. Okay, I'm gonna sign in. Sorry, there's all these surprise light mode moments, and I promise I'll try to reduce those, but they will inevitably happen. Okay. This is apparently how you do it. Let's copy it. Path to file is day01 slash day01.in. Okay. I don't know if that was a good idea. I think it kind of... Okay, well, it deleted my input file. You know what? I'm just going to reset this thing because it's a new repository, so... let's see. Let's just delete the git... make the git not exist. Okay. And then start over. Ignoring all input files. That should fix everything. Okay, and now the input files will not be uploaded to GitHub. Okay. Okay, let's here. Okay, and I have to sign in with my browser. I hope this doesn't like expose any secrets that would help you log into my account. So please don't try to hack my GitHub account. Okay. Wow, we now have 6 concurrent viewers. That's 1 fewer than the 7 that we had at most at one point. Okay. By the way, another thing with these videos is I will try to keep the font size large so that you can read my code as I am coding. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the global cap was okay. Yeah, as in everybody solved this problem, or the top 100 people solved this problem within 2 minutes, which is ridiculous. It's just the task isn't even that concise. You have to like do reading comprehension to get the task, and then to do it that quickly, to code it that quickly, and get the answers is absolutely mind-blowing. I should probably set up some infrastructure around this to make it easier for me to answer puzzles and be competitive. Because like parsing input is kind of hard, and there's often lots of like patterns that appear that could be useful. For example, like separating things by new lines and double new lines and all of that. So maybe I'll try to do some of that now. One thing is advent of code, like Python extracts input data. Here we go. Okay. Here's a repository. It has a lot of stars. And okay, it's apparently a library called AOCD and helps you read inputs. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, this is really useful. Wow, okay. This is extremely useful. I should have set this up earlier. Okay. Okay, but I assume there's some like... Oh, okay, we do need to get a session ID. Oh, that's... Okay. Wait, this is like, this is not, does this change? I don't know if that changes. As in the session. Let's see. Here, oh man, I don't want to expose this to y'all, so, what I'm gonna do is pause the stream for a little bit. You get to listen to music, I think, and, I'll be back after I've finished getting my session cookie. Hopefully, I never share it to the public, but I might slip up and, leak it. Let's just hope that never happens. Okay, I do have to, I have copied my token, but I need to do one thing first, which I might as well do live, which is install this thing. So let's get that first. Shout out to Sophie for showing up, and thanks Nishka. Yeah, I set this wallpaper up a while ago. Oh, looks like I have to install update pip. Might as well do that. I feel like I have to do this every single time I install something. But anyways, okay, let's go into this folder and okay, there we go. Config AOCD. This does not exist. Does this exist? Okay. Okay, now it exists. Whoa, it's Derek. Hi, thanks for showing up. Glad you're here. We have Xavier willing to do live captioning for us. Okay, that would be greatly appreciated. I don't know how that works. Oh, okay. If you're just going to type in the chat, I guess it's fine, but don't. I would recommend not spamming. Or like, I'll have to slow mode you. Wow, it's Brandon. Shout out to Brandon and shout out to Anthony. Okay, let's make this file. Token. How do you do this? Touch token. Okay, that only works in like bash. Okay. Sure. Let's try to copy this thing. I'm gonna go offline for a little bit so that I don't have to show you my token. Okay, I have just set up my token inside that file. You're never gonna see it. and it's just going to be used by AOCD to submit my answers. Oh, we should probably test this. That would be a fun thing to do. Wow, Safina is offering to restrict Xavier. This is amazing. Thank you. Okay. So I don't have to do it. Okay. Right. Okay. So the goal is, maybe I should set up like a thing on the live stream. You know what? Let's make it more fun. Let's set up some text here. Oh man, I should really have better infrastructure for live streams. As in like having this stuff set up beforehand. Let's get some text. Let's make the fonts source pro. I don't know what it's called. Oh yeah, okay. Source code pro. Let's make it a bit bigger. Oh no, my bits are dropping. Okay, sorry, Wi-Fi was a bit choppy there. I'm back. Okay, so let's make some decently big text. And I'm gonna put what I'm doing on screen. Okay. Finicking around with OBS isn't the best thing to do here, but can I make this clear? No, I cannot. Okay, well that's okay. This is not nearly big enough. What? Okay, I want this to be larger. What is this? Oh no, that's not good. Wait, chat log mode? Oh, you know what would be really cool? If I could set up like those things that streamers have. That thing where streamers have where like the text scrolls up from the bottom. Wow, shout out to Eric for showing up. Thanks for being here. I can't get the size to be... Can I get it to be any bigger? Oh, I can. Okay. Okay, so currently the tasks are... I should... Firstly, make this a little bit smaller. Like 150 or like 120 is probably enough. And then I'm going to add a background. Okay. There we go. Ooh, it'd be really cool if this was semi-transparent. Let's make it semi-transparent. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing viewers. This is exhilarating content, so we'll get back to it soon. We made this like 70% transparent. Okay. Okay. Tasks 1. Test out AOCD with past years. I think that's the priority. Let's set font to 100. And then I'm going to put that up there. Okay, so now you know what I'm up to. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's actually make the background a little bit darker. I know it doesn't really matter, but... Okay, thanks, Xavier. Okay, let's test out AOCD. So how does this work? You use... Let's test this on a different year, on a year that I haven't done. Because one of my goals is to eventually go back through previous years and do all those puzzles. So let's make a new directory, advent of code 2019. Let's see, 2019. I've done a couple puzzles from here. Oh no, not in code. No, I'm not doing 2019. I'm not doing 2019. No, 2019 is notorious for being hard. Because it was centered on this thing called int code, which is like this own language, that Eric developed. And like people wrote compilers for it. It was ridiculous. I don't want to have to go through that. Or I'm not ready to go through that yet. Because like I'm not prepared to set up that much infrastructure around everything. I keep using this word infrastructure. I really like it. Okay, let's open up 2018 actually. Oh, not that. This live stream is not going to be as clean as last year's. As in, it's not going to be as concise. Last year's live stream was only about half an hour. This is going to be a bit longer. I'm planning to go until 10, but we'll see where that goes. Okay, so let's make this also a Git repository. Not yet, but I wonder if separating into two different files is actually useful. That's just what I did last year, but I don't know if I need to necessarily. Okay, import AOCD. Okay, it's a thing. Let's add this to the spell check dictionary. By the way, I have this really cool library extension called spell check. I don't know where it went. This VS Code extension called Code Spell Checker, and it spell checks my code, which is good, especially for markdown files where I'm like typing prose. It's really helpful for making sure I don't make stupid mistakes. It's also kind of annoying when I use words that aren't in the dictionary, but I just add those. It's no big deal. And let's make a git ignore ahead of time to make sure that I don't do anything stupid later on. Okay. I think a goal of mine in the future is to get on the leaderboard for certain days. I think that'll be good for like audience retention. Or not audience retention necessarily, but just getting more people to watch my videos. If I say like I got like 50th place on this day, I think getting competitive is a good thing, basically, because that also means I can get out videos faster. Okay, let's test out this thing, and just I'm seeing myself on this little screen in front of me as a side note, and it's really weird. Okay, let's take a look. I don't necessarily need that. Okay, let's go slower. Dates. Huh. Huh. Okay, wow. So it actually looks at That's really cool. This library like looks at the actual path of the file that it's in and gets the day for you. That's really cool. That's really cool. Um, okay. Let's see. I think I'll look more into this library in future days, but just getting it set up now is going to be really useful for tomorrow, for instance. Huh. Okay, different inputs. This is good. Oh, not other people's inputs. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I think this will be extremely useful for like submitting, not necessarily for testing. Testing seems like because like you want to test against small cases that are, for example, given before actually submitting. And setting that up is going to be a bit difficult. Okay, we're down to 5 concurrent users. Feel free to participate in the chat. I am looking at the chat and answering questions if they appear. Okay, let's just test this thing out to see how good it is. Okay, well, what do I want? I want to be able to have test inputs and submit official inputs really easily. Like, I want to have samples. Okay, but first, let's just see if this works. So we're going to do another puzzle from 2018. Okay. I'll read it out loud. We've detected some temporal anomalies. One of Santa's elves at the Temporal Anomaly Research and Detection Instrument Station, TARDIS for short, tells you. She sounded pretty worried when she called you down here. At 500-year intervals into the past, someone has been changing Santa's history. The good news is that the changes won't propagate to our time stream for another 25 days. Okay? And we have a device, she attaches something to your wrist, that will let you fix the changes with no such propagation delay. Okay. That's cool. It's configured to send you 500 years further into the past every few days. That is really cool. That is really cool for a story. I just have to say, because then every day you like go further into the past. Anyways, the bad news is that we are detecting roughly 50 anomalies throughout time. The device will indicate fixed anomalies with stars. The other bad news is that we only have one device and you're the best person for the job. Okay. Wow, Derek is here. Thanks for joining again. For the record, guys, this is not my main, says Derek. Cool. Well, I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay. She taps a button on the device and you suddenly feel like you're falling. To save Christmas, you need to get all 50 stars by December 25th. Okay, that's cool. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Okay. Wait. 25 days times 500 years per day. That's like 12,000 years, which is about like the beginning of agriculture, which is a long time ago. But you know, there will be humans, so that's interesting. Now I'm kind of invested in Advent of Code 2018, so kind of feel like I have to do it eventually. Okay. Error. Device must be calibrated before first use. Frequency drift detected. Cannot maintain destination lock. That sounds very worrying. Below the message, the device shows a sequence of changes in frequency. Your puzzle input. A value like +6 means the current frequency increases by 6. -3 means it decreases by 3. Okay, so there's the current frequency, changes in frequency. Okay. What does a puzzle input look like? Okay, so there's just a bunch of pluses and minuses. Okay, so we're gonna test out this AOCD thing. And we're just gonna print out the data. Let's see if this works. Hey, that's really cool. Okay, but I want test data as well. We'll do that later. Okay, for line, actually we're gonna, data is just a string right now. Okay, So we need to turn that into non-strings. Lines is really nice. Okay, so let's use lines. Answer equals 0 for line in lines. Answer plus equals int line. I wonder if int like +3, +2 is a thing. Nope, +2 is a thing. Hey, that's a thing. Okay, we can use that. Whoa, Derek says, whoa Python. Yeah, whoa Python. Python is basic. And then print the answer, I guess. Question: did I learn Python before Java? Yes, I did. I learned Python from the AOPS Intermediate Python course. So I would definitely consider Python to be my first language, even though technically I did learn P5.js, which is JavaScript, on Khan Academy before that. Didn't really feel into it though, because I thought it was real JavaScript, but it was actually just P5. Anyways, that's a whole story. Derek, you learned Java first. Yeah, you're just kind of old. And then you find out about Python during Evan Chen's puzzle hunts. I didn't know Evan Chen had a puzzle hunt. But yeah, Python is very cool. I love it very much. And I absolutely despise Java because it's just so verbose and it's just all the names. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear more about Evan Chen's puzzle hunt because I didn't know that was a thing that existed. Okay, it says 590. Let's see what happens if I do submit answer. Oh, no, I have to import submit as well. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. It redirects. Okay. That's really cool. Okay. You're the right answer. Cool. Okay. That is truly cool. Okay. Okay, so second part, you notice that the device repeats itself. You notice that the device repeats the same frequency change list over and over. To calibrate the device, you need to find the first frequency it reaches twice. So there's some examples. What is the first frequency your device reaches twice? Okay, this should be pretty standard. What happens if we run this again? Cowardly refusing to resubmit answer for part B. Okay, that's reasonable. I've always called them part 1 and part 2. So because they are called part 1 and part 2. So I'll just call this day 01 part 2. Oh, right. I had this script last year where which would automatically help create days for me. Folders for me, and I think I will do that again after I finish this. Okay, let's copy that again. Honestly, let's copy the whole code over. Very often, code can be reused in advent of code. So let's see. Okay, reached before. Let's make this a set. If I'll reach before to add answer. Actually, if answer in reached before. Oh, well, the answer isn't 0. It's actually the frequency that is initialized. So let's change over this. Then answer is frequency and break. Okay. Like, the thing is, I'm not good enough necessarily to make it work first try. So, failed introspection of day. It is day 1, part 2. That should not be an issue. Oh, not C++. No. how does that work? Part 1, 2. That should totally work. Come on, what is wrong with my naming conventions? Oh, God damn it. Okay. I think I want to set up my own infrastructure. Honestly, okay. Here's the plan. Okay, here's the plan that we're gonna do. 10 minutes, that's plenty of time. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, alright. Here's the plan. First, I'm going to write scripts. Well, the whole plan is to write a script. And the first thing we're gonna do is automatically create folders and files. And second is going to be to copy data using AOCD into input file. This text is becoming a bit unwieldy, so I'm gonna make it slightly smaller. Okay. Copy code into, like, copy starter code into each file. I think I might do my own introspection stuff. Just, I know that I don't like redundancy, but in this case, AOCD doesn't give me what I want. I know it really wants to do what I want, but it doesn't do what I want. And maybe I should change what I want, but for the time being, I think my system is better. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, okay, wait. There's an object-oriented programming interface here, which is really interesting. Getting puzzles. Hey, we got Derek again on his main, so thanks for showing up. Like, the thing is that most of this has to be modular, right? Because any systems that I build, like, they have to use AOCD, this automatic system, outside of whatever is actually solving the puzzle. So the actual puzzle has to have a way of reading input that works for both sample inputs yeah. And the real input. Okay, that can't be too hard, though. All right, let's try to speedrun this. I think this is possible. What is this? Entry points? It seems way too complicated, especially since I want to share my solutions, so. Okay. I think I'm just going to continue using what I have. Because what people want, I assume what you, the viewers, want, and what the people looking at my code are going to want, is not like code they can just run to get the answer for advent of code, because that's not helpful. That's not educational. Like, what you want is well commented code. Actually, I don't know what you want. Those of you in the chat, we have 6 viewers. Do you want well commented code that you can actually look through and understand? Or do you just want code that you can follow along with as you're watching the video? / can submit to get answers and stars. Because I don't think, like... Anyways, let me know what you want. Either in the chat now or in the comments below once this live stream is over. But yeah, let's... I'm gonna... I don't really like how this is situated, but let's just follow the plan. I'm gonna take what I have last year and just reuse it this year. So let's take a look. Advent of Code 2021. I also have to set up video editing infrastructure because since this is once a day, I need to have an automatic system for making videos. So that's going to be a thing to set up as well. Tomorrow night is probably an okay time to do that. Okay, but let's get the coding part done real quick. New day. Let's copy it over here. Okay, here's what I have. Generate a new day with all files and stuff. Okay, that seems really useful. It gets the current day, which is good. Also, we're now down to 5 concurrent users. Okay. Why does it add 4 hours and 30? Oh, because, okay. Because I'm on the West Coast of the US, so I'm 3 hours behind what's actually happening on the East Coast. Okay. This, I think I should replace programmatically with, like just template code. Okay. Let's add this to, and as a git ignore. Okay, so there's a part 1 and part 2 here. Okay. And then it makes the input file. I think it should make 2 input files. It should make a sample input file, and it should make the actual input file. Honestly, I could set up like a cron job to run this every day. Yeah, I don't need to do that though. I haven't even worked with cron jobs. I just know that they run things automatically, and maybe they only exist on Linux, and I don't use Linux. Okay, so we'll create a sample, and actually we don't need to create the actual file. And setting up the workspace should be pretty straightforward. I think I might just do a split layout. That'll have to be manual, but it's part of the tradition, so it's okay. Okay, this seems pretty legit. Let's run it. It's gonna try to create day 1, and it doesn't do anything, which is fine. Do need to copy some basic stuff into there though. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's rename this to what I had last year. I want to have some code that I can activate to actually submit. And I think from AOCD import lines and then like a submit at the end, I think that'd be really helpful. So, oh man, okay, but then I'm gonna have to make a template. Okay, I'm gonna be lazy, which is okay when you are a programmer. Okay, let's write out a couple things just from AOCD, import lines, because having lines usually more helpful than having the raw text itself. And submits, just a couple blank lines, and then submit answer once we have the answer. Uh, oh, okay, but I can copy that over. Usually that's what I do for part 2. Okay, this seems useful. Let's try to do this for day 2 and see what happens. Okay, so now it created this day 2 thing. Darn, my auto formatter is making things bad. Okay, well, that's easy to fix. Okay, we're up to 6 concurrent viewers and 93 total views. I think that's pretty cool. Most of these live stream views will disappear tomorrow, but that's okay. Okay, at this point, the stream has been going for over an hour, so I think I'll take a quick break and then come back to wrap some stuff up. So, we'll be back soon. Okay, just a couple of final remarks before we go. First of all, I have to commit this. I'm not going to commit day 2 yet, so I'm just going to add day 1, new day.py, and git ignore, and then just say infrastructure updates. Infrastructure. I spelled that correctly. Okay, and then we can push it. Day 2 will stay here for tomorrow. And hopefully I can get on the leaderboard. I will not be live streaming tomorrow. I'll be making a regular video that will come out hopefully around 9:30ish, 10. It'll be a short video because there's 25 days and I can't afford to make a full quality video every single day. But yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow, where I will be solving day 2 of Advent of Code 2022. As always, the code is on the GitHub, which I will now link in the description of this video. Be sure to check that out. I should probably add a README to the repository. I think I'll do that before I go. I'm now down to 3 viewers. Okay, because, you know, people see that the stream's ending. This repository contains my solutions to Advent of Code 2022. And let's just link it. I'm experimenting around. I mean, as a structural thing, like days code are contained in /day XX. And source files are named day XX part X. Yeah. Okay. I'm experimenting around with new I want to say infrastructure here. There's a better word. Experimenting around with being more efficient this year, and let's get AOCD on here. Well, it's not on here, so I'm just gonna Control Shift T. Here we go. The AOCD by, who is this? Wim Glenn. Okay. By Wim Glenn. And I should probably link this library as well as the author of this library. I'll put this in a section called requirements. So be sure. So to install with. Therefore, I mean, I know that typing this out is not the most exhilarating thing on this channel. There have been more boring moments, I think. Wow, we're up to 7 viewers. That's amazing. Install Advent of Code data with. Okay, cool. Let's just take a preview of this. I know I need to wrap up soon. What did I type? Oh, first. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Yeah, I will link to my playlist. Whoa. Brian showed up in the chat. Hi, Brian. Thanks for showing up. Okay. What is in my liked videos? Okay, but you don't need to care about that. Okay, here's a playlist. Okay. Hey, I'm getting ads on my channel. That's really cool. Okay, so I'll just link this. What is this? Ambient mode? Okay. Yeah, YouTube has some very interesting. Watch my playlist. I'm making videos that explain my solutions to puzzles. Watch my playlist. Here. I wonder if I can embed it. Maybe. I don't know. Derek. Did you miss the solve already? Well, the solve happened in the first couple minutes of the stream. So I would say yes, you did. Okay. Hopefully I didn't make any typos here. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if I made any typos. Write a readme and then push. Okay. Okay. I think that concludes it for today. Come back tomorrow. Check out the playlist. So yeah, stay tuned for Advent Code 2022, Day 2. Thanks for watching this live stream. And goodbye.